All right, go ahead and pause your video, copy this down, try this if you try problem. Arc cosine negative 1/2. Go ahead and pause your video and attempt this. Okay, so the first thing I need to think about is cosine is negative. This is negative. Cosine's restricted to the first and the second quadrant, so since it's negative, I'm going to put it in the second quadrant. And cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, making this √3, which would also make this 60 degrees. So this whole thing would be 120 degrees, which is in radians 2 pi over 3. All right, next one. Tan inverse, also the same thing as arctangent, of negative √3 over 3. Well, first thing we want to do is, quote, unrationalize this. This is the same thing as negative 1 over √3. If you don't believe me, negative 1 over √3 multiplied by √3 over √3, and you get negative √3 over 3. So these are the same thing. First, we want to unquote, unrationalize that. Now we need to think, okay, tangent is negative, so I want to put this in the fourth quadrant. Oh no! No! Pause. Dang it. Okay, I want to put this in the fourth quadrant. Tangent is opposite over adjacent. So this is 2. This is a 30, 60, 90 triangle. That would make this 30 degrees. Remember, when your angle is in the fourth quadrant, you are going to go in the negative direction. So this is equal to negative pi over 6. That is your final answer, is negative pi over 6. You don't want to write this as positive 11 pi over 6 because that is outside of your range. So this is negative pi over 6. Next one, arcsecant of √2. So remember that this is the same thing as arcsecant of √2 over 1. So this is your hypotenuse over adjacent. It's the reciprocal of cosine. Cosine is positive. We're going to put it in the first quadrant. Your hypotenuse is √2. Adjacent is 1, making this 1 because it's a 45, 90 triangle. And so in radians, this is pi over 4. Go ahead now and pause your video. What's happening? You try this one. Try it on your own. What is cosecant inverse of negative √2? Pause your video. Attempt this on your own. All right. Before we go through this try problem, I'm going to slip a little bonus in here. Let me think of one really fast. That would probably be smart. The bonus could be that when I was in high school, I was on the swim team. I was on the varsity swim team. That was my thing. It was sometimes awful. Swimming is really hard. So if you know someone who's on the swim team at Memorial, you should really respect them because it is really hard when you have to swim and you can't talk to people because your face is in the water and you can't breathe whenever you want and you just have to stare at the tiles on the bottom of the pool. So it's like mentally and physically exhausting. So Miss Briscoe was on varsity swim team in high school. All right, cosecant inverse of -2. So first we can think of this as cosecant inverse of -2 over 1. Cosecant is the reciprocal of sine. Sine would be negative in the fourth, or arcsine would be negative in the fourth quadrant. So cosecant is hypotenuse over opposite. So opposite would be 1 and your negative 1. Your hypotenuse would be √2, making this 1, making this 45 degrees. But remember, when your triangle is in the fourth quadrant, you need to make it going in the negative direction as opposed to all the way around the positive direction to make sure that your angle is in the range. in the restricted range. So this would be negative pi over 4. That is your final answer, negative pi over 4.